to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody has a look at the minutes from our last meeting.
I did.
I did also.
Any changes, corrections, additions?
I do not see any. I'll make a motion we accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
And I vote yes.
Roll call. Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Financial?
Same.
Same there.
Ordinary.
I'll make a motion we accept the financial as presented.
I'll second that.
No, but yes. Sorry, a little slow.
Roll call. Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Kristy, communications?
Dominion Energy sent the notice of filing the new PIR adjustment case. October 15th, 2008, the PUCO approved an increase in Dominion Ohio's rates and charges for services. In its order authorizing the increase, the PUCO also approved a tariff to recover certain costs associated with the pipeline infrastructure and approved Dominion's request to assume ownership of and responsibility for curb-to-meter lines as Dominion repairs or replaces them. The PIR cost recovery charge was set to zero. The initial adjustment to the PIR cost recovery charge on December 2019. On November 30th, 2021, Dominion notified PUCO that it will file an application in February 2022 to amend this PIR cost recovery charge. As required by the PUCO, Dominion has filed a pre-filing notice containing estimated schedules for costs that will be incurred for the calendar year ending December 31st, 2021. No charge will be implemented until the PUCO has analyzed and audited the schedules contained in the February filing and approves charges based on its review. That process is not expected to be completed until the second quarter of 2022. And then Dan from the Portage County Land Bank, he sent a notification that the Ohio Department of Development issued guidelines for its new building demolition and site revitalization program. Each county in the state has been set aside $500,000 into the program, and the Portage County Land Reutilization Corporation, the Land Bank. As the state designated lead entity, the Portage County is submitting an application for funding. This funding can assist political jurisdictions with the demolition of eligible vacant and blighted residential or commercial buildings on sites that are not known or suspected brownfields. Political jurisdictions will need to obtain the legal clearance for demolition, which could be a court order, a completed nuisance abatement process, or owner agreement. The Land Bank's application for funding, which requires identifying specific properties, is due in February 2022, and the county set aside of funding expires in June 2022. Generally awarded funds will be allocated to individual properties that have achieved legal clearance for demolition on a first-come, first-served basis. However, the Land Bank reserves the right to establish other priority criteria. For a property to be considered in the application for funding, send the below requested information: the property address, parcel numbers, status of legal clearance for demolition, and point of contact person. After submission of a property, they will follow up with a point of contact person regarding further details and any other further needs. That's all I have.
Any questions on those?
No, I've talked to Tim on the land bank already. We're ready to go with some of those. They're supposed to take the one burnout structure on 14. So they called one if the township wanted it or if the land bank, we wanted them to take it. Well, obviously I told them to take it.
All right, any additional communications, Randy?
Nope, and nothing.
Mark?
I have nothing.
All right, normally we go from communications to the fire department. Tiffany and I have to get sworn in. I've asked Tony Badalamenti, Portage County Commissioner, to come down and swear us in, so I think we'll take a break from the regular meeting and let Tony swear myself in first, and then Tiffany after that, and then we'll continue with the meeting and everything, so that's out of the way.
fire extinguisher? No, it was sparking on the way in, yeah.
Video or photo?
Yeah.
At video?
Yeah.
No.
This was the very first township that I ever came to speak when I had the opportunity to run 3 years ago. And so Ed has been very, very helpful to me. Could you come on over and hold that Bible for us?
Spark doesn't fly out.
It was lightening up, that's why I took it out of the box. Oath of the office. I, Ed Dean,
I, Ed Dean,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as trustee for Deerfield Township,
as trustee for Deerfield Township,
Portage County, Ohio.
Portage County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. That's for me?
Yep.
Very good. Thank you.
How many years is this, Mr. Dean?
About 18, something like that.
Tiffany, how many years is this for you?
One.
This is it.
This is it.
This is my first year, too.
My first year.
I, Tiffany Havens,
I, Tiffany Havens,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as trustee of Deerfield Township,
as trustee of Deerfield Township,
Portage County, Ohio.
Portage County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. All right, let's go to fire department.
Wait, before we go to fire, we have a resolution that we need to pass tonight. We need to pass a resolution to increase the revenues and also the expenditures by the same amount. For the general fund, we need to increase by $202,874. The gas tax needs to be increased by $49,104. Road and bridge, $3,455, and the permanent license tax, $7,500, which is a total of $264,314.
364, 214.
$264,314.
So, you have a resolution number, or we need it? Okay.
I will make a motion that we pass that resolution.
Second?
No, yes?
Roll call. Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Anything else, Kristy?
That's all.
That's all the resolutions? All right. Now we'll go to fire department.
All right, since last trustees meeting, we had 26 emergency medical calls, 5 public assist, 3 mutual aids, 2 wires down, 2 road hazards, 2 smoke investigations, 2 accident with injuries, and 1 welfare check and 1 fire. I've also got an estimate for the pumper repair. It is not complete yet. There was 2 valves that we need to add to it. We're still waiting for prices for, but I would like to, if you would okay, a price of $8,000 to repair the pumper. This will bring the pump all the way up to standards. There's valves that need replaced, fill valves, drain valves. There's a number of gauges, pressure gauges that need fixed, and some other readouts that need replaced.
Who's going to perform this work? Who's going to do the work?
It is coming from Stefan.
Fire.
Oh, okay. They're going to come on scene and do it, or we have to take it to them.
As far as we know, they're coming to the station, and if they came to the station, actually, the gentleman who works for that company now is actually the one who designed that truck, when it was built in 2006. So he's very familiar with the Pierce truck.
Okay.
So as far as we know, they're planning on doing it at the station.
I'll make that motion that we approve the $8,000, and we might as well approve it. If any additional costs come in, to go ahead and do the work and bring it up at the next meeting for an addition to the $8,000 if that situation would come up. All right, you guys, all right, I made that motion.
I'll second.
He's the same guy
Yes.
that did the last quote too. He's changed companies.
What's that?
He's the same guy that gave us the last quote to have it fixed, only he's at a different company now.
Okay.
Roll call, Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Also, I have a quote here for toolboxes for back to 26. Nick researched that and got all the information. $1,800, 306.
What are we looking at for toolboxes? A lot of them?
How many?
Yeah, so what we're thinking is, we want to increase the capability of that truck. Thanks for putting the flatbed on there, appreciate it. But there's a lot more we can do with that truck.
Sure.
Yes, the toolbox. I know there's previous discussion on this in the past, and I don't know if that, I guess the project's just not complete yet, so.
Is that 3?
What's that?
3 boxes?
That's 4.
Oh, 4, that's right.
Yeah, so what we're thinking is, the bed length is 84 inches, so we want to do a 48 and 36, put them together. I would run the full length of the bed.
Full length.
And down both sides. So then that would just end up with 2 compartments on each side, so then we could compartmentalize the equipment. So we could have EMS compartment, or road equipment, we could have dive rescue, so we could separate it that way. And then that would leave the center of the bed to act as a bed, so when we throw stuff up in there and we're on the road, it's captive. And I'd like to raise those blocks up about a ½ inch, so if we could put, I don't know, maybe some aluminum plates on the ends, something that, so we keep a gap on there so we're not trapping water in the center. I'd like to see that water run out.
Just buy some aluminum stock, or is this installed, or is this us doing the work?
That's material only. And then there's 2 quotes in there. There's, so believe it or not, Amazon did it again. They came in with the best price that I found. So and then Falls Way Equipment Akron.
Yeah.
They're twice as much. So, that price in there is shipped to Deerfield.
For the 1803?
1806, yeah.
So then all we'd have to do is additional buy some stainless steel nuts and bolts, which we probably have, and some aluminum stock to raise it up,
Right, yeah.
and then have the guys do it.
Yep. What's the quote?
180306.
And they match their cabinets that are already underneath the thing, they're the exact same company.
I'll make a motion we do that.
I'll second.
And I'll vote yes on that.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys need them. We talked about that before.
Yeah, I think it was already in your plans to do that.
Yes.
Got it.
Even down the center, you can throw the hoses after a fire until you get them back to the
So
station.
now it's kind of back to being a bed at that point, but then we have all this extra
Okay.
ability to store stuff. And they're lockable. We can actually EMS. Thank you.
Roll call, Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Then the next thing is, we were talking about trying to keep some sort of uniform, something that they can wear while they're on duty and coming calls. We've come up with a t-shirt, which is the same design we've been using. Actually, the association and members have been buying their own t-shirts for as far as I can remember. The township hasn't spent any money on any uniforms. as
But
far
I think
as-
we did agree over a year ago, if they would have got me the logo or the artwork, I could have got them done for the top 10. I agreed, I made the motion for the top 10 responders, 2 shirts apiece. And then if somebody else wanted, shirts, then show up for some calls, I don't know that we should spend the money on somebody that shows up once a year. So that's why it's in the top 10. So, that's a motion that we agreed to over a year ago, so that's still on the table, if there's any more than that.
Well, I'm asking, and you can do with it what you will, I'm asking for 30 t-shirts, $15 a piece. We're looking at $472.50, and that's with the screening to match what we've already been using. And that's from the people in Berlin Center.
And they just moved in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're gonna set up a website that, we can actually order our own shirts if members wanna add more to them, or polo shirts and stuff. It'll be a members-only website that they can, get more stuff, which most of them will.
And then this is printed, not
Yes.
embroidered.
So,
Would you rather go with the embroidery ones, like on a polo, or?
I think for the expense of it, I think for the work shirts, a dress shirt would be something different, but, these are gonna get, used and, maybe dirty and definitely.
You guys all in agreement for these entities, the design you want and where you want to get them? I'll make the motion that we purchased 32 shirts for a price of $472.50.
Second.
Yeah, I'll vote yes.
Roll call, Randy?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes,
Lauren?
Yes.
All right, then I'm almost done here.
thank God.
Yeah, right? The dumpster, has been put in and, we've already filled it once. We're making some pretty good headway. I don't know if any of you stopped in the station lately, but, Scott's been doing a lot of work with a couple of the other members and putting some pictures up, and putting some of the old equipment out for display and stuff, and it really started to look nice. And then, also, Scott's been working hard. The defibrillator's been installed here at the Town Hall, for if anybody were to have a heart attack while they were here. The instructions are there with it. It's pretty much simple for the layman to use.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Yeah, and in the event that there was a large party up here with the sheriff, do the sheriffs, that they have to have, do they know how to use them, or are they already trained on them?
Deputies have a,
Deputies.
every one of their cruisers.
Okay, so.
So, and actually, I believe that was one of Brian's friends that bought that.
It was. Now, is that battery operated, so how long does the battery last? A long time? It-
7 years.
Oh, okay, so it's something you have to recharge on a regular basis.
It'll send an email when.
If it gets used as,
To maintain a long life battery, we haven't set up any of the special electronics. I mean, it really wouldn't do much for us, just being a couple blocks away from the station. But as far as sending an email with the AED's been turned on, it does have that capability, but we would have to pay for the SD card
Right.
and put it into the wireless service.
so if it gets used, though, it's still good just to put it away and use it again?
We just order a set of patches, so
Okay, all right.
That's something we could potentially put a monthly checklist, just somebody go check it, make sure it turns on, make sure you have the equipment in there.
it's typically a quarterly thing, and what I did notice when I was putting it up is it probably would be good to add a pocket mask, so if somebody doesn't have to do mouth to mouth, and maybe like a little first aid kit to put in there, set of gloves. Just-
You guys have those available, or do you have someplace to get them, or
Yeah, probably see them.
go ahead and get them? I think that's good.
$13.95 a piece.
I think that's a good idea, so.
Do we have the extra patches on hand?
No.
How much are those patches?
That I can't answer for you, that's a real.
Do they stay good for a long period of time?
Patches,
I was told it's the same ones we use.
It's not,
It's not.
no, that's a
So-
CR2.
Do they have a shelf life, I
yes,
guess?
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so there's no reason to order any to have them.
Okay,
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
all right, good deal. Thanks for putting that up, Scott.
The other thing I'd like, if one of you guys would be going and talking to the prosecutor anytime soon, or I could do it, but, since you guys do go up there. This is a dry hydrant easement that I've gotten from Palmyra, and I believe we've used it in the past. Brian's gotten some grants that got some dry hydrants, equipment to put in. And this is something that the landowner would sign, would give us permission to, put the dry hydrant in, use it, check it, and all that. I don't know if the prosecutor would have an up-to-date one, or if he'd be okay with us using that one.
I'll be up there tomorrow, and I'll take this to him and
See if
tell him
it's-
up there to see if this is good, or if he's got a different one or whatever.
You'd recommend,
Aye.
I'd like to start doing something with that in the spring, so if we could get started.
I'll take that up tomorrow.
Nothing immediate, so, and then, I believe that's all I have at the moment, other than, you guys have seen the, member speech and expression, social networking policies. I made copies here, and
I'm also going to drop a copy of that off to the prosecutor. We can't adopt anything like that without the prosecutor's
Okay.
approval.
But we
Can
got-
we adopt that as an
the,
association?
What's that?
Can we adopt that as an association, or?
I think at association they could.
Yeah, the association can, but as a township, we
You
have
want
to have
the
our,
township policy.
Yeah.
and
right, yeah.
That's what you would do, so.
Not that we're gonna disagree with anything on that, it's just procedure.
Just want to make sure that we can go ahead and adopt that immediately, and then if you guys want to carry on and add it to the township policy, then that's the same.
Yeah, you guys aren't bound by that same thing. You guys can adopt that in-house through your association. I'll check that too, as far as I'm concerned, that's the way it is, but I will ask tomorrow.
I think that's all I have, unless you guys have anything for me.
How many calls, we're up to a lot of calls. You guys, I'm surprised you only had 2 trees across the road.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised the way that wind was.
well, I think we had a couple of you called on us.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there
people-
was
Post office and
one,
one
Twin
at
Oaks.
Fiscal. So, yeah, neighboring departments were pretty busy with that, so.
everybody was.
I don't know if you guys, we're in the process of reviewing or updating all of the policies and procedures. Miles had written quite a few back in '07. Scott's and the officers are all redoing those and bringing them up to date to current, how we kind of currently run things up there, making a few minor tweaks. So all members are going to read those policies and procedures, and they're going to sign them. And any new members that we have will kind of go through a training period where they'll review all those and be trained on when they start. So they're nice to tell you for every incident, for every type of call that it has, if it's a fire, if it's a car accident, if it's an EMS call. These are the procedures, process. This is the first vehicle out, this is the second vehicle out, this is the third vehicle out. So everybody's kind of in sync. We'll work on that.
Thanks for doing that, and again, when you guys get them, we'll turn them over to the prosecutor, let him look at them for our part of it too, so.
Okay.
But
That's all I have.
anything else? I see a lot of members of the fire department. Anything from anybody else?
Do we need to make a decision on the disbursement?
You want to talk about the disbursement or expense?
Sure.
Well, yeah,
Expense reimbursement.
I did talk to the, our attorney. I don't know where the two of you fall in, where you feel, Vaughn, you talked to me about the way if we eliminate Kristen, or we keep her in. Now, according to the attorney we're on, we have every right to not include Kristen because she never got the certification, which you said that she could have got something after she passed that class, but not passed the test, correct? I can't remember what it was, the EMR. And did she ever, Kristen, did you ever get the EMR?
I would like to know where it was offered.
Okay, so here's my understanding, and this is how, my understanding was you passed, let's just say it was Maplewood.
No.
Then,
Go ahead.
okay, so this is my understanding. You had to pass through the state. My understanding that you tried before but failed at that. Am I correct so far?
Okay, would you like all the receipts for everything?
Well, no,
that
I'm just trying to get to where we're
I'm
going.
gonna tell you, yes. So I took the class, paid the $1,000 for the class. COVID hit, we weren't able to test right away. We weren't able to go into facilities and test, I should say. Why would I take it at home? I have dogs, there's children at my house from time to time, so I could not take it at home. Once COVID settled down, whatever you want to call it, I went to the testing centers, tested how many other times, took the, what is it? Refresher course, whatever you want to call it, paid the $200 for that, and then took a test again. So with that being said, I was still in my period of passing things, so on and so forth.
Okay, so.
But you guys have blamed COVID for other things, as to why you couldn't have meetings, this, that, and the other. So, how is it that I can't use COVID for whatever excuse I may pull out of my butt?
Okay, if I can, just ask this question. So, my understanding is you took the test, but you did not passed that test. I know Brian and you
Correct.
came to us in September and asked us, because of COVID, there's a testing site for far few and beyond. If you could use that office, because there was nothing on the walls, the old zoning office, one door and one window
Correct,
in the beginning of September.
correct.
You never
And I
did.
ended up going to a facility to take the test.
Okay, you
Instead
did.
of using the, yes.
Did you pass it?
No, obviously, if all the BS that's gone on here.
Okay. So, that's where we're at.
Well, here we're at, this has happened before, when we've had to deny somebody the reimbursement. I don't know what you two guys feel, but I feel that we should not use township money to pay for something, but she could have got something real simple, like Vaughn had discussed to me, and I know the fire department's it's half and half, but you never got it, so, for me, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna move that we do not pay Kristen, and we go with the second list.
So that's
do you
great.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, if I remember right, I think Kristen ran 400 and some calls. Let's average an hour to 2 hours, so let's average an hour and a half per call that she worked on for this community. So, I'm gonna say I'm in favor of reimbursing her for her efforts, for all that she did. That's an outstanding number of calls. I don't know that anybody's ever ran that many calls.
Well, here's my thought on it also.
That's jump change for honestly what she's brought. She didn't pass her test, that's fine, but she's done a lot of other things. So.
I look at it as.
You know, I agree with you, Nick, now, I agree with you. What I have the problem with is, I wasn't getting honest answers, okay? I was getting I asked, is she good? Yeah. That's my problem. And then when this all came to a head, they both turned in resignations. And it just, to me, that's where I feel.
Right, but let's not lose track of what that's,
But-
it's an expense reimbursement.
So this is what I look
It's
at.
not a certification reimbursement,
She
spent a lot of money to serve our township. That's an expense
and
reimbursement.
it's $816. My view on that is, let's pay it, let's move forward, let's turn that chapter of that and go to the next chapter in Deerfield Fire Department. I just want to be done with it for $816. Like you said, she did the work. That's my view on it.
Mark, go ahead and make the motion.
Randy made a motion, which I will not second. So Mark, do you have a motion you would like to put on the floor?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and pay the $816 in the reimbursement to Kristen.
And that I will second. I'd already thought the exact same thought she did. She put the time in. She did a lot of things and helped out a lot and everything. So I made that motion. We'll go ahead and pay that.
Thank you.
And I understand where Randy's coming from too, I really do. I've been agonizing over this for a week or two, and I seconded those, so
I just fall back on expense reimbursement.
Right.
It just comes here.
we're good.
And I've heard both sides, and that's the reason, and it has to come down to when I have to make a decision. And, these two, and that's just the way I felt.
Good discussion.
So,
Roll call, Mark,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
Randy.
no,
Um,
All right, anything else for the fire department?
No, but that also, just to finish up on that,
Nancy has the list to make or Kristy, you have the list for the reimbursement checks to be made.
Yes,
When are you gonna do that? In the near future or?
Yeah, can we get it
When would you like it done?
today?
and we need to sign it.
No, can we do them by Wednesday, you think? Wednesday closing?
I was gonna say maybe by the end of the day Wednesday.
At the end of the day, Wednesday? That would be, you all good with that?
How about when Kristy gets them done, she'll let us know and we'll come in and sign them and I'll bring them up to the fire department and make sure you guys know they're up there.
Yeah, we got a lot of members that would love that.
I totally get that, this time of year and everything, that's a nice thing to get. If something happens, it's not Wednesday, the second Kristy's done, in case something would happen. I will make sure you guys know they're up there, and we'll make sure they get up
Is it
there.
okay if we
I
take
can stop
10%
and
service
say
fee out?
sign,
Yeah.
so.
No? Well, yeah, I gotta be greedy.
See what you can do, Kristy, for Wednesday
End of the day.
at the end of the day.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
To make sure this doesn't happen again, there's gonna be a written policy that's
Right.
gonna be posted.
After.
It must have certification to be able to
Yeah, I was
get,
gonna-
or within that 1 year, is that what you guys?
I figured you guys were gonna review the policy and everything, and that's something we'll be specific on moving forward. Thank you for all the hours you did put in. You did put a lot of hours in. Everybody knows you did. You had a lot of calls and everything, so thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. Anything else? Let's go to road department. You guys went out plowing and salting a little bit, not too much. It's been a good winter so far. We had to order some repair parts for the low pro. The sides are all rusted out. We got new panels made for the side there, bolted in place. Like I said last meeting, we got to make a Herculean effort to replace that truck before next winter. It's holes on the floor underneath the driver's foot. If it wasn't for a rubber mat, the foot would go through there. So they're gonna patch that with a road sign and go from there.
It's a 97, so it's a salt truck basically,
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's
we
been-
got our money out
It's
of it.
been installed its entire life,
And I think I went and got a price on the metal, just for the metal, because it's gone up so much to put on the deck was $1,200.
yeah.
And then they wanted another $600 not tack weld it, but
So it's really not worth putting that extra money into that truck. We can get through till spring with it, and then we'll get rid of it.
There's a bunch of road signs in another department.
Oh, no, they've
we got 'em out.
they've already got them down there working on it and everything. So it'll get through this winter. It's just something that if that truck goes down, we're hurt. We got that New Holland tractor that got 20 hours on it. There's already problems with the DEF system. There's an injector bed. We're waiting on the warranty to come in. The parts aren't available. So we can't use the tractor. So if something happened on a low pro, we're in a bind, for the township, for the roads and everything. So the guys are good. They'll get it going down. Christmas lights, road department, I don't really have anything else on that. We have free salt coming from the county, and right now we don't have any room to put it. Our salt bin is full of actually free salt from Morton. Anytime Morton does, they're running table salt. If a bearing goes out or a bolt comes loose or anything, however many 100 tons that they've processed in that shift, that all has to be scrapped. So we're in a program where Edinburgh gets it, we get it. They brought in 6, 8, 9 loads and blew it into our salt shed down there.
the
The problem is, it gets moisture and it gets rock hard. We actually have to take the backhoe out there and the excavator, break chunks off and break it up. The guys made a screen to drop it through the help. It's a trade-off. Salt's expensive, this is free salt, so we'll take the free salt.
Yeah, if we had another bin where we could stick that was covered, and
Yeah.
that'd be really nice, but we don't.
Buildings and grounds, the guys got some funerals coming up. They've had a couple of funerals. I don't have anything else on the buildings and ground road department, but we do have to set a date we have to have another meeting before the end of the year. We have to close out everything, called a year-end meeting. We do have to set a date for that.
Close to that, I kind of looked at the calendar, I'm looking at the 29th, which is a Wednesday, which is, I think Nancy said was close enough to the end of the year, we do.
All right, with Kristy, you can be there?
And you guys are here till 5, so if we made it at 5:30, would you be okay with that, Kristy? Can you make that?
That's fine.
If not, then Nancy will be here.
All right, I'll make a motion. We have our year-end meeting Wednesday, December 29th at 5:30. At that time, we will set a meeting date for our organizational meeting in January, which has to be shortly after the first of the year. A regular scheduled meeting, I think, is January 10th. That's probably
And Nancy said that was good.
good enough, because any raises we give, anything like that, go retroactive to the first of the month anyway. That way, we don't have to change our regular meeting date. So, well, we'll set that November 29th at 5:30. That will be our year-end meeting. With that being said, I have nothing else to bring up. Yes, Randy?
I just want to say one thing. Thank you, fire department. Thank you, citizens of Deerfield. It's been 16 years. The last 5 years, I haven't been able to get on those ball fields because that's the original reason I ran. It's plain and simple. I coached those girls over there. Got lucky enough to win a couple state championships. Those girls are now doing magnificent things as adults. I still want to see that, I want to see it get improved over there on the ball fields. I hope, me and Tiffany had a little conversation earlier, I congratulated her, and, you know, I kind of expressed make sure these two guys don't drop the ball on the ball field. And I'll pray for you.
I'd like
You have to work with
Yeah,
the
see, wait a minute, you know what? Wait a minute,
Right back.
wait a minute. You were doing really good, and I was gonna thank you for your service until you took a jab at me, then you know what, Randy?
I would like to thank Randy for his 16 years of service.
Yes.
It's a long time and a lot of headaches and everything over there. Everybody's not happy about everything any of the time, but we all step up, we all try to do good things. Randy's done a lot for the township in 16 years, and I would sincerely like to thank you for
Thank you,
your
Randy.
service.
Thank you,
And
Gary.
we will move forward. Unless somebody else from the audience has something, I will make a motion to adjourn our meeting and pay our bills.
I will second that.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Mary.
Oh,
Why is it always a downfall?
And you didn't bring up, Juan, that you got your refrigerator and your